Hello everyone, this is Tracy from Inspired Chi, and I am bringing you your new moon and your new year predictions and advice and energies going into 2022. Now, I am going to let you know that in the information box below, there is another message for the collective that will directly affect your outcome, possibly. So you might want to check that out. I will give you the PSA that it's not for everyone. However, if you have had a reading with me or if you've taken my class, you know that I don't shy away from the bad news when there is some. And instead, I would prefer to let you know how you can alter your course to make it benefit you, or at least to, get through it as unscathed as possible. So I am putting the PSA on that not everyone will want to look at that video for the collective, but I do advise that you do if you're looking for your other messages, because again, it may be directly affected. That being said, if you are new to this channel, welcome. If you're coming back, thank you for your support. And we're gonna do two different things today, as a matter of fact, because I know I did take a bit of a sabbatical last month, and I'm not getting these videos out to you more than once a month. So I'm doing my best to, when I do send them out to you, to make them a little bit more in-depth and extended. And that is my goal for you in 2022, because it marks the 2-year anniversary of me doing these videos for you guys. And I love your support, and I love to be able to, in between readings, have you check in with your spirits and your guides and hopefully help you along your path. So going into 2022, I will be doing virtual readings until March, because it is a time in the winter where I teach classes and I take classes. So I will be available for private readings, but I will not have office hours. If you would like to book a private reading, you can also find that information in the little box below. Okay, so I said I was going to do something a little different, and I'm going to need notes. So don't mind me, it's a lot of information. So you're going to want to focus in first, I'm sorry here, on pile 1, 2, or 3, whatever you're drawn to. The picture is in the thumbnail. We have a pile of Light Seers Tarot card that we're going to do some clarifications with. We have a card from the Enchanted Map, a card from the Romance Angels, and a card from the Runes. So you're going to want to focus in on where you feel like your messages are. Keep in mind that these are general and group readings, so not every message will 100% resonate with you. So take what's yours and leave the rest. And I always like to say, if you're looking at this when it first comes out, it's always nice to kind of go back after some things have unfolded in a week or two, because most of the time I'm telling you about something that you know, but sometimes I'm telling you about something that hasn't happened yet. So you might get your best advice maybe in a week or two of looking at this. So we have a new moon in Capricorn. Happy birthday to my Capricorns. We're going to be focusing on finance and goals, as we do at any beginning of the year, right? But we have a super new moon that's bringing luck and possibilities. And my goodness, do we need that, right? So I've seen this saying around, it's a meme, it's going around on Facebook and Instagram and all of that. And then Agnes, my business partner and beloved friend, posted something the other day that I think is important. And it's like, we may be all in the same situation, but we're not all in the same boat, right? Some of us are in yachts, some of us are in rowboats, and some of us are drowning. So it's really important to check on your people, because there's a lot of things in flux right now. And never be ashamed to get some help for your mental health, even if that's never happened to you before. Okay, reach out. There's a lot of different things, both medically and holistically, that might be able to help you along. So just keep that in mind. So let's talk about 2022 and how it will affect you. So first, we're going to go into your zodiac sign, which again, I'm not super big on astrology, but I do have some information to go along with your reading. So if you want to take your astrological sign and also your pile, put them in combination, throw in the collective one, you may have a more personalized message. Just a thought, and let me know how that works out for you. Sounds more complicated than it is. So Aries, this new moon is going to fall in your 10th house of career. So that's going to be a big focus for you going into 2022 in this new moon. Taurus, we're looking at your 9th house of adventure. Gemini, we're in your 8th house of emotional bonds and intimacy. So that will be the focus going into 2022. Cancer, we're looking at your 7th house of partnership. This could be romantic, this could be platonic, or, you know, even in business, but your focus is going to be on partnerships. Leo, 6th house of daily routines and wellness. And I am a Leo, and I can tell you that is 100% accurate. I need to get on track with my daily routines and wellness. Virgo, 5th house of romance and self-expression. So it looks like you're going to have an exciting start, Virgo. Make sure that you're speaking your truth. And speaking of which, we have, I'm going to skip for one just second because we're going to go over to Scorpio, because Scorpio, you're also going to be speaking your truth as you go into the new year. This new moon's falling in your 3rd house of communication, and it's about speaking your truth and having some game-changing conversations, even if they are uncomfortable. Libra, we're in your 4th house of home life, roots, and security, highlighting your closest relationships. So you're going to be doing some settling in the early months of 2022. You know, getting your home in order, maybe moving, maybe settling some financial wrap-ups there. Sagittarius, we're in your 2nd house of income, bringing your skills to the table. So you may find that you are in line for a promotion, or you're being put on a project in work, in home, in your creative aspects, however that falls for you, that you're going to be able to highlight your kind of like your hidden skills, which is going to be really enjoyable, and it's going to be very inspiring for you. Then we have the Capricorns. Again, happy birthday, Capricorns. We have the new moons in your sign. So as if you're not always ambitious, get ambitious, but make sure to be creative and have fun. There's a big focus on playfulness, not just spreadsheets, okay? You want to get in there and you want to really have some fun with some things. Aquarius, 12th house of spirituality and mental health. Speaking of the reaching out for your mental health, a lot of times, as you know, being so in tune, being so sensitive, as many of you are, as most of you are, that tune into this channel, you may notice some shifts that are happening, some ascension symptoms that are happening in your spirituality. And yes, many times it can feel like you're going absolutely crazy. But just check in to make sure that your mental health is okay. If you do need some help, you know, reach out. Of course, I'm here for any questions that you have as well. And Pisces, who's also a very psychic sign, my water sign Pisces, we're dealing with your 11th house of networking and collaboration. So you're going to start this year with some really big ideas. And yes, your ideas can sometimes be taken with a grain of salt because they are so big and they are so hard for some people to digest. But just keep pushing at it, Pisces, because you have something to say. I mean, you definitely need to come into 2022 with your out-of-the-box thinking. So I hope that was helpful, and make sure that you were on the correct video if you chose stack 1, 2, or 3. Have a happy new year. Okay, 3s. We are going into the unknown with you. We're going to get into it, okay? Into the unknown. Try and say that and not have Frozen playing in the back of your mind if you're a parent, FYI, or a nanny. So we're going to do some clarifications with the Light Seers Tarot, but we are having the Romance deck, the Enchanted Map, and the Rune Cards. So the Rune Cards I really love. They were the first cards that I started reading with before I started reading with Tarot, because they are such a smaller deck compared to the Tarot deck. But what I really love about them is they kind of tell you what chapter you're getting into. So we're going to start with that for you here. If you're a number person, it is number 11. We have possessions. All right. So you're starting out in 2022 minding your possessions. All right. You may already be purging things and donating things that you no longer use, and maybe taking better care. I feel like maybe you've gotten some very nice gifts over the last the holidays with whatever you celebrate, or maybe you treated yourself to something, but you are focused on your possessions. Does that make you materialistic? Well, I guess it depends on the rest of your cards, but I mean, just in generally speaking, you're focused on your things. Okay. You might be moving, you might be you might be selling things, you might be doing that kind of stuff, but you are definitely focused in on physical material things as we start the year. Okay. Romance card, we're getting, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Okay. So we have the card of attraction. If you are attached, you may have a second wind coming into your relationship. Don't be afraid to start that wind yourself. We do have a lot of projection and mirroring that goes on in relationships. So if you're unhappy, see what you can do about it. Unless, of course, you're in a toxic situation, which is a completely separate thing. If you are single and looking, the best thing that you can do is be confident in your own self, okay? Be happy in your own life and be comfortable in your own skin, and that will attract romance in your direction. It's a cliche, right? But it's true. So, and then we have into the unknown. So it's the number 7. If you're a numbers person, this is actually interesting. This is my number, right? 117. That's my magic number. Okay, so it's kind of funny that's here. Into the unknown. You need to be okay. You need to be okay with not knowing, okay? You need to be able to let life surprise you. There's a saying I say often, you need enough room in your garden to let the fairies fly, okay? And not just have every single moment of your life planned out, mapped out, and not allowing for surprises. If you have control issues, like me, I have a lot of planets in Virgo, no offense, Virgos. That's extremely difficult for you, but you're being called to have faith and be a little vulnerable as we go into the year. Let's see why. Oh, also, the sage that you have, well, it's not sage, it's dragon's blood sage, okay, is what you are having as the most inspiring for intention setting for you, 3s, as we start 2022. And dragon's blood has a lot to do with creativity. If you ever have a dragon's blood stone, I think I might have one here. Hold on. Did I move it? Yeah, I do. Okay. Dragon's blood. When I need to get motivated, when I need some Kundalini awakening, I sleep with this under my pillow, or I bring it into my motivation. So whether it's a dragon's blood stone or it's you're burning the sage, that seems to be very lucky for the 3s as we enter into 2022. What else do we have here? Ooh, those are just flying out here. Oh, 3s. Looks like you're going to be a little bit bored. Okay. It's hard to sit tight and wait. It really is. But there's a reason. There's a reason. What else do we have here? Yep. Some of you are moving. Okay. Some of you, and this is where I talked about the possessions here. Some of you absolutely are moving. Okay. So you may be leaving a lot behind, moving on, take what you need. If you know the type of person that you want to be and what your future holds, always do things to echo that in your life, okay? But there is a big focus on possessions and moving. And I want to say that the intention setting behind that, for instance, I moved in November 2 years ago. November 19th, I made settlement on my house and I moved 2 years ago. The Christmas before that, I packed all of those Christmas boxes away in things that were completely marked and ready to move. And sometimes we set intentions by the things that we do around ourselves to prepare for what it is that we're trying to manifest. And I'm getting that energy really strong in the readings for the 3s. You may be all packed up and trying to find a house and not being able to. Also, McCarthy Real Estate, where I see a lot of my clients and do a lot of my work out of there, can absolutely help you. So if you need me to hook you up with a realtor, let me know. So 4 of Cups, it's just boredom, okay? She's looking at all these cups. This could do with love, but it just has to do with emotional fulfillment. So wherever you find that, right? She's just like not into it. She's looking around. She has been presented with choices. She's not feeling any of them. She knows if she takes any of them, she would be settling. Okay, and that's how we're coming into it. However, pretty soon, you're going to have that fire energy and you're going to want to do something really quickly. So what I do want to say is this, it's tough to give this specific advice because this is a group reading, okay? However, what comes after this is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Now, if it was upright, we'd be talking about a golden opportunity, okay? Something really exciting that's going to move you forward, and we don't have that here, okay? What we have is somebody who's really impatient because things haven't been working out and then gets really excited about the wrong opportunity, okay? So really pay attention to what's being presented to you, okay? And make sure it's exactly what you want, not because you're taking it because you've been waiting so long, you're just done waiting, okay? Yeah, I don't feel like the first opportunity presented to you in 2022 is going to be what you ultimately want. It almost feels like if you take the opportunity, you're going to want, oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I forgot about this. I might have to go back to the other readings. We're going to hit a Mercury retrograde in the beginning of January. I'll have to put those exact dates. So that may be part of it, okay? So if you get an opportunity and you want to seize that opportunity, If it's something to do with a long contract, please, please wait the first couple of weeks into January and, read the fine print and just make sure that it's what you want. Because it kind of seems like the threes are going to get an offer and you're going to get a better offer after. Okay. So we also have the not taking a journey. So we have the Fool, okay, which would be starting a new journey, and it has that in reverse. So I kind of feel like you are going to turn down whatever opportunity this is because it's not going to be good enough. Okay. However, there is something coming behind it. What's this underneath? Let me take a look. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Yeah, you're going to have to hold on. Whatever you have planned, you really should just hold on. Wait for a better opportunity. If this is if it's a job that you need, fine, take the job until what you want comes along. But if it's something that's going to get you stuck, where you're not going to be able to get out of it when something else comes along quickly after that, you need to, I'm getting a high energy here from the threes of not knowing all of your options, maybe because you are not having faith in yourself or because something is being hidden from you, not maliciously. It just seems like what you are trying to manifest isn't going to happen immediately, okay? But someone's going to present something. The universe might present something. And sometimes the universe tests us by bringing something in before the blessing. So if this was a romantic reading, it doesn't feel this way, but take it how it resonates for you. It would be like, I guess I'll go out with my ex-boyfriend again because he called for drinks. But while you're out with him, you have somebody who could open up a new chapter for you and you're already out. Okay. And he's trying to call you to take you out, or he, she, whatever. It's kind of like that, but it feels bigger. It feels like contracts. Okay. If it's something small, no big deal. You can get out of it. But if it's a major contract, I would just kind of really, really research that before making a decision. You also have the Eight of Pentacles, which talks about putting in effort, being recognized for your talents. And some of you may be going back to school or learning something new. Okay. This is kind of funny. I'm talking all about this real estate. Some of you may be going into real estate as a career. There's just so much of this here. Okay. And Knight of Swords, we have that, but we have that in reverse. So we see you like wanting to run towards something, but stopping yourself. And where it is just sort of right here. I wonder if like you're maybe you're running back to something. So I wonder why I picked up that reference. Okay, it might be something from your past. Okay, if something from your past that wasn't satisfying when you were in it comes back and you're just kind of bored, so you're like, yeah, maybe. And I don't care if that's a job, I don't care if that's a person. You have the ability to manifest something better in 2022. Don't take what you can get because what you want hasn't happened yet. This feels like you have to be okay. And this starts in the beginning of the reading, which makes a lot more sense now. You have to be okay with the unknown, okay? At least for a little while. And I will figure out the Mercury retrograde and post that above this this reading to see if that has anything to do with it, okay? It's not, Mercury retrograde is not like that big of a deal, okay? It could be frustrating. It could have delays. There's a lot of things that come back. I like to take that time to go over some things, and things might coming back for you. If they're coming back for you, it may just be a trigger for healing, not something you should involve yourself with, because we do have the Hangman here. All right, and on that note, let's take one last card here from the Spirit deck. You are going to be dealing with possessions, and you are going to be very attractive to whoever you're trying to attract, even if you don't feel that way right now. Okay? So you might be starting off threes. I'm sorry with the slow start to all that you want to take place in 2022, but just have faith and just know your worth and don't settle for anything, okay? Least of all a house. All right. Caregiver. Okay. We are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives, just as you received care at the love at the start of your life. Caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process, okay? This could be your career. This could be your life. You could be a mother. You could be someone taking care of elderly parents. You could work in a nursing home. You could work in a hospital. However this comes across in your life, I mean, us as empaths and light workers tend to be the caregivers. That being said, don't neglect your own mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health as you go into 2022. okay? You need to be okay with waiting just a little bit, okay? So I promise the outcome will be better for you if you do. So good luck.